Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for This Week in Real Estate with Mr. Bob Zadora. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Could you just explain to folks why you're here, if you don't mind?
Well, please.
Mr. Zadora pays for this time to bring you, the listening and viewing public, the education that you might not have about what's going on in our real estate area here in Mountain Home. This is what they would call in the old days, back in when I was younger, this would be an infomercial.
Infomercial.
But
Yeah,
this is
true.
This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. He does it every week. This is on his dime. He wants to make sure that you have the most up-to-date information on what's happening in our area as far as our real estate business, and it might help you in your area where you are thinking about buying, selling, or trading, or whatever you got going on where you live, to come here to be with us. Is that all right?
I'm done.
Okay.
That's I couldn't have said that better myself. Very good. Very good.
You're welcome.
Because I don't do that real good anyway. But
No, but it needs to be known that
people need to know
the
what
Board
it
of
is we're doing.
Realtors don't pay for you to be here. You do
No.
this on your own. This is something you and Linda have put together years ago, and you brought it over to the Friday morning sports show, which is to
Yeah.
preempt it, and I think it's a good spot for you to be. And it's just important that people understand that this is a paid advertisement that you do weekly because you want to educate folks.
yeah, I mean, I started on the radio, when I'm out and talking and running that, and the number of people that we affected with that show, was good, and that encouraged us to keep going. And I see all the time, I hear all the time, oh, thanks for saying what you say. I didn't know that. Come up, bring up questions and things like that. And then you get people that, I listen to you all the time. When we bought that house over in Lakewood, we sell houses. That's what we do. We help people buy and sell houses. We want to get the information out, and we like that. But there's still the basic concept, the basic business principle that allows me to buy the time.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
we help people buy and sell houses.
How is the business at this moment?
It has slowed down some. It's slowed down nationwide. You look at some of the nationwide stuff, and there's some places that are really, really hurting. But it was the same situation that we had like in '08, where the prices got so out of hand that it had to come back down. So, some of these places, the prices were up 40% in 5 years. That's not sustainable. For anything, it's not sustainable. And so now they're starting to pay, the reality is starting to set in. So that affects us, and that those are people that would come here. We get some people to move around from neighborhood to neighborhood. For the most part, we deal with people that are coming from other places, trying to get away from there to come here. We saw that with COVID. We saw how people, flocked here for that. And by coming, by having to deal with their situations where they're at, that's going to adjust things here. There's a lot of houses on the market right now. There's a lot of interest in the area, but if they can't sell their house for what they think they should get, and until the reality that it's not 2021 anymore settles in, we're going to see this disparity, because people just can't afford the high prices, as high as the prices of houses have gotten, plus the interest rates. And the interest rates are down some, and that helps. But even a full point in interest rate doesn't bring the monthly payment down enough, as much as dropping, $10,000, $20,000 off the cost of the house. That's interest rates are a factor, a major factor, because when people were getting 3%, 4%, 5% money, it was a lot easier to do, but the homes were a little cheaper. It's hard. It's hard to tell somebody that your house really isn't worth. The house is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it. Bob doesn't just pick these numbers out of the air. I look at the market. What's going on this week in real estate? Where have we been? Where are the trends going? How many houses are being sold? How many houses are on the market in your price range? And how many houses are on the market with the price range where you think you should be? And we'll take people out and say, well, let's go look and see what house that you think that $400,000 is going to buy. And we'll go look at houses that are on the market. Does your house have this? Does your house have that? Does your house, $250,000, whatever the cost of the house is, and show them what it really is. That's that's kind of the wake-up call that we're going through. And sometimes it's a hard thing, you know, and then there's other agents that'll walk in there and say, how much do you want for it?
Sure.
No problem. Here, sign this.
Yeah, they just want the
They
list.
just want the listing. Any listing at any price.
So there's the realty factor. People just want to get the listing, get it in the books, get it under a signed agreement. And then there's the reality factor.
Right.
This is what it should be, and this is why it should be what I'm saying it should be.
And we see that with the appraisers, because the appraisers are going to come in, and they're going to, and they've tightened up a little bit on some things. So even if somebody was willing to pay that price, that higher price,
Will it appraise for that?
will it appraise for that? Because the appraiser's there to protect the bank's money. That's their job. They're there to protect the bank's money. And they're going to say, this house is worth X amount of dollars. Even though you're willing to pay Y, we're only going to loan this much.
And if the appraiser comes in at X and the asking price is here, you're going to have to make that gap.
Yeah, so either people will, sometimes they'll split it, sometimes the buyer wants the house a lot. And they'll say, okay, fine, we'll make up the difference and go from there. Sometimes they blow up. It just
Just
that's
happens.
just business. That's just the way it goes sometimes. So we try to avoid that. I'd rather be ahead of all of that. I want you to be, you call me, you call Linda, actually, don't call Bob. When you call Linda, and you're calling her because you want to sell your house, right? Sell the house, not show the house, not have people traipsing through your house for a year, or worse, not have anybody come to the house and you got the sign sitting out there. That's not a good thing for you. That's certainly not a good thing for me, because the neighbors go, what the hell's wrong with those guys? They can't sell that house. Well, we could sell the house, but it doesn't want to be sold. So I'd rather be upfront with you than not, and say, oh yeah, we can get this done. We can get this done, knowing full well that we can't. And we'll turn people down. You know, if they're adamant on something, we'll fine. When you're ready to sell, give us a call.
Yeah. Do you want to list your house? Do you want to sell
You
your
want
house?
to be
There's
listed
two
or
different
sold?
things.
Oh,
there.
it is, and it's two different mindsets. It's two different mindsets. And sometimes, and we've talked before about, he doesn't want to go. He likes fishing. He likes going to the moose and playing cards. He likes, he's got his guys. Mom wants to go back and see the grandkids. So he go, okay, we'll sell the house. Okay, we're going to sell it for $450. That's
it's
yeah,
worth
and it's
$285.
it's- Yeah, right. Honey, I got it on the market. Nobody wants to
They're
buy
just
it.
not doing their
They're
job.
Yeah, it's those realtors.
Blame it on
That's
the
that Z
realtors.
team people. It's their fault.
Let's take a look at some numbers.
This week in real estate, I got two things. The other thing is, there's a rodeo that we did get in the community events, and I want to hit real quick. Bulls and Barrels, tomorrow night, it's 7 o'clock over in the Marion County Fairgrounds. That's on, in Summit. Admission's $15. It's run by Mill Creek Rodeo. Jack Colton is going to be the announcer. But one of the good things is music is by 7 South, and we had them for our, we sponsored music on the square over in Yellville 2 months ago. They were really, really good. But they got barrel racing, they've got all kinds of things. They got clowns and stuff like that. $15 tomorrow at the fairgrounds. It's going to be a nice night. Go and have some fun at the rodeo. This week in real estate, there we go. 53 new listings came on the market. 4 commercial properties, 16 parcels of land, 32 homes came on the market. They range in price from $86,000 to $1.1 million. 3 of them are taking backups. 34 properties sold, 2 commercial properties, 8 parcels of land, to 24 homes sold. They range in price from $1.4 million to $66,000. So the average sale price this week was $290,000 with 97 days on market. 13 properties expired. There were 39 residential price changes. Currently, we have 493 homes listed on the MLS. 202 of them are in Mountain Home. Year to date for 2025, there's been 724 homes have sold. The average sale price has been $255,000 with 93 days on market. Compare that to a year ago, there had been 741 homes that sold with an average sale price at $243,000, again with 91 days on market. So the market's still moving. People want homes to be ready. They don't want to be taking on big projects because they're paying a higher premium for the houses no matter what. So they want to make sure that things are done already. We're having stuff blowing up in inspections. Those are a big thing right now, and it's complicated. People think they can, we'll just drive people around and show them 3 houses and say pick one. Not so much anymore.
The big scheme of things, 91 days on market's not that
Oh
long.
no, that's a good number. That's a good
not
number.
bad at all.
Because that's from the time that it goes into MLS until it's closed.
Until it actually closes.
Yeah. So
It may be under contract in 3 weeks.
sure, and you may be waiting for something to get done. You're waiting for them to sell their house someplace else, or the buyer to sell their house someplace else, or the seller can't move yet. Their new place isn't ready.
Right.
There's a lot of factors.
How do they get you?
You want to call my honey? Give Linda a call. She's at 870-405-0793. Check out the website, retiredarkansas.net. We'll put that new camera on there, so use it up. And we've got the full MLS on there. We've got the IDX, so give her a call. That's the place you want to start. 870-405-0793.
This has been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zadora. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. They're busy, but never too busy to assist you. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, will be back with This Week in Bomber Sports in just a moment.